everyone. Welcome to the Raw Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. What a show we have for you as we review and relive what had happened throughout tonight's Monday Night Raw. As you see right here, The Miz, and Logan Paul. As you can recall, you remember Logan Paul? Yeah, everybody knows what Logan Paul. Logan Paul had came last week to sign his WWE contract, but Miz gave him a starch warning that they should team up like they did at WrestleMania for the tag team titles, or there will be some serious consequences. Did Logan Paul live up to it? We'll talk about that coming up, as well as the two women's champions right here, Bianca Belair and the new SmackDown Women's Champion, Liv Morgan, make an appearance on Raw. They team together to take on you know who. We'll talk about later on in the show, as well as Austin Theory makes his first appearance as the Money in the Bank contract holder. Theory can cash it in any given time, any given moment. Well, we'll see what's going on with Theory and what his plans is heading forward. But he wants to take his frustration out on Lashley. Well, Lashley, the new US champion, has something else in mind. And we'll get to a lot more coming up as the Raw Ring Report starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report here on Connect TV, on YouTube, and our other streaming channels such as Facebook on Connect TV, on Connect TV on Facebook, and our Twitch account. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling for everything you need to know to hit the Pro Wrestling Show. Use the hashtag and join in the conversation using the hashtag that Pro Wrestling, and to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on Pro Wrestling Show. Got a lot to get to. We see the two women's champions right there, but we see Miz and Austin, Miz and Logan Paul. We'll get to that. So we'll kick off the show with this. What a stunning upset this past Saturday when this man, Theory, won the Money in the Bank ladder match. Well, there was a surprise entrant. And then you recall, there was the 8th surprise entrant in the match where we thought it was 7 men, but there was adding in after he lost his United States Championship to Lashley earlier that night. Well, Lashley came out there with a subtle response, him being United States Champion. I guess being the only champion now, right now, since Roman makes rare appearances on Raw, which to me, I feel like Lashley should be the world champion. If you ask me, he was world champion before, once a year ago. Now he just got demoted, but it's still good enough for him to get a title. But at the same time, I just feel like Lashley, the U.S. title, Eric could have just had that title by then, and Lashley could have been world champion. I just don't know what they do. If you ask me. Well, Theory and Lashley still having this change where Theory said he lost one title and gained another title. He lost the United States Championship to gain the Money in the Bank briefcase. And Theory has that option now to cash in on the undisputed champion at any given moment, any given time. Now, a lot of people are saying this, that Theory could be the next John Cena. I've been saying this for quite some time, long time ago, since 2018, that Theory was going to be a big star, and hopefully WWE was smart enough to snatch him, and they did, and they're taking them to the moon. Well, hopefully Theory knows what he's doing, and don't be like be like John Cena, Corbin, and a host of others, Damian Sandow, that cashed in and failed to win the world championship. Well, Theory and Lashley will have their match, but they'll be in a 6-man tag team match with the Street Profits. Where Lashley teams up with the Street Profits to take on American Alpha with Theory in with his Money in the Bank contract. We'll get to that later on in the show, but it was a lot right there. Theory bragging about winning the briefcase and Lashley showcasing his power strength. We don't know what it's gonna tease to. I don't even know why John Cena was even brought out there in the beginning last week to celebrate 20 years. Just didn't make no sense, but it is what it is. Speaking of that, um, Liv Morgan, she made her childhood dream come true. Liv Morgan has done it. She has won the SmackDown Women's Championship after she won Money in the Bank as well. Liv did like Alexa Bliss and cashed it in. Her and Bayley cashed it in in the same night. Liv cashed in on Ronda Rousey. Liv got the win over Ronda Rousey, and Liv became the new SmackDown Women's Champion by dethroning Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey was kind of like an embrace and hug. I don't know. A lot of people are saying this is a sign that Ronda could turn heel sooner rather than later. Um, and they said her promos suck. She can't deliver a good promo. All she does is just be monotonous and wrestle. Well, Liv Morgan better watch her back. And she better watch her back while she's happy and smiling. And she has a new title on her display. Liv worked hard for it, and a lot of fans are supportive and behind Liv and what she done. But we know Ronda Rousey is in the wings waiting, and we just don't know what kind of type of Ronda Rousey we might get. We might get a different Ronda Rousey than never before, but Liv is up there with Theory, as you see right here. The Money in the Bank winners. Liv Morgan is the second youngest to win the Money in the Bank ladder match at the age of 28, as well as Theory is the youngest, winning it at 24. So these two recent Money in the Bank winners are the youngest. So maybe WWE is trying to bank on youth, and that's a good start. If I had a wrestling company, I would do the same with Theory. Theory is the future. He's the next in line after Roman Reigns is said he's done. Um, you see right here, this is a lot of people were saying on Twitter. You had Trish Stratus, Bayley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka. All of these women are former women's champions in their own right, wishing the new women's champion, Liv Morgan, her glory to shine. So we'll give her that and stuff. But Liv Morgan on cloud nine, winning the SmackDown Women's Championship, but she need to watch her back because we don't know what Ronda Rousey is going to do. We'll see. But Liv was in action when she teamed up with fellow women's champion from Raw, Bianca Belair, to take on Natalya and Carmella, who still got access to grind. Well, the two women's champions retained their women's championships in good fashion and goodwill. Both women are looking forward to the challenges ahead at SummerSlam and what that challenge may be heading towards the match at SummerSlam. We'll just have to wait and see. But this was the pose that Liv and Bianca did for their match coming up after their match was over. So we just have to wait and see on that. Speaking of that, Seth Rollins, he might be smiling, laughing mechanically. Well, Seth Rollins was in action after Seth Rollins had appeared at barbecue. Well, right there, Seth Rollins looking a little bit different than before. His new suit got spilled with ketchup. Seth Rollins taking it easy at Ezekiel, and what the Zeke did. Seth Rollins did not like that one bit and decided to challenge Ezekiel to a match later on in the show. Ezekiel didn't have no problem to accept, and he accepted. Indeed, Seth Rollins. You can tell Ezekiel's face looking like, What? He challenged me to a match? Yeah, he challenged you to a match. Is you gonna accept or what? He accepted, but it just didn't turn out too well for Zeke. After Zeke had got defeated by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins defeated Ezekiel one on one, mano mano. But Riddle came out there. Riddle evened the odds, and Riddle did what he did, and as we can see right here, Riddle did that, and it's been the rumors that Riddle could be going against Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, and that could be the match. Riddle looking mighty as tall, Riddle and Seth Rollins could be a match of the night candidate. I can see that at SummerSlam. So I could see that that could be the possibility at SummerSlam. Riddle and Seth Rollins throwing down at SummerSlam. There's gonna be a lot of matches to see. So we'll look forward to that. Also, too, as you see right here, The Miz took on AJ Styles. That's one thing I would hate to say about AJ Styles is he's a good wrestler, but they're not putting him in programs that he should be competing in. Well, they're using him as a fool, as The Miz did the score question finale, and with the services of Ciampa. Ciampa helping out Miz, and I don't know if this is gonna be AJ's next feud with Ciampa. We'll see, but I can see that match at SummerSlam. Ciampa versus Miz. Ciampa versus AJ Styles at SummerSlam. AJ had this match won, but Ciampa intervened and attacked AJ Styles. So only time will tell on that. Speaking of more SummerSlam implications, as the Mysterios, Ray and Dominik making their return back to Raw. Ray and Dominik were in the was around, but Ray and Dominik back in between. Ray Mysterio and Dominik tried to go against the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day attacked Ray and Dominik and said this is the match that everyone thinking and seeing the Judgment Day, and a lot of people saying the vignette and stuff that hey, we could see the Judgment Day. I don't know what Edge is going to do. Edge probably will come back. I don't know how he will come back when he started a group called the Judgment Day, and Finn Balor came in and infiltrated the group and made it seem like he had Finn Balor in the group. I wish they would have just had Edge stayed in the group and continued with Finn Balor, and then slowly did the turn, rather than having him to get out the group so suddenly and so quick. Well, like I said, Finn Balor is making a process of him being dirty and heel, but at the instance, it's not. It's sort of like Edge should have been the mouthpiece, and you could have just had Finn Balor versus AJ Styles. It just everything just went off that, and then could have had Edge and the Mysterios teamed up with AJ to take on the Judgment Day of Edge and everyone else. See, it just doesn't play out, but hey, it is what it is. Plus, two, what else happened? Yeah, there was a lot going on right here. So that plus, two, we're trying to see what else happened. The Intercontinental Champion, Gunther, made his appearance. Gunther made his appearance, and it was rumored he was going to make an appearance. And he took on R-Truth, who Truth was in a very patriotic way. Well, Truth got destroyed by Gunther, who made a rare appearance on Raw. And a lot of people are already trying to make matches for now, saying that Survivor Series, if this happens, if they can both be champions till this November, we can probably see this at Survivor Series. Bobby Lashley versus Gunther, 1-on-1. I mean, It's a dream match that's waiting to happen, but I just feel like that's just too quick, too soon. But you never know. Never say never in the WWE. And then someone saying Roman must go against himself at Survivor Series. Um, we'll see on that one if Roman would like to go against himself. It's just that's the possibility. But I could see this match at Survivor Series, but we're just gonna wait and see how all this gonna play out. Even more for the 4th of July, Dana Brooke, and almost an MVP. All of them was out there. Reggie came out there. Um, Ali joined the festivities with Cedric Alexander and Veer Mahan. So there's a lot going on tonight. Um, but the main event. This was the main event. Becky Big Time Bicep Lynch. Big Time Becky Lynch went against Asuka in a no holds barred match. And the match was so good and so clever. Asuka tried to get the few shots in the beginning, but she was no match for Big Time Bex. Won the match by slamming Asuka through the table. Asuka went slam through the table. Asuka got defeated by Big Time Bex, and that would end it Raw. But my problem is with that is Becky Lynch. She still needs a title, but that could have been a feature match for SummerSlam since these two can't stand each other. You could save it, but I don't know if they're going to continue on with another match. Maybe it could be a steel cage match. Who knows? But I'm so enthralled with Becky Lynch and Asuka. But time will tell on that with Becky Lynch, Asuka. But I feel like they could have let us milked it a little bit more. But hey, it is what it is. But Becky Lynch emerged victorious over Asuka to close and end Raw the way she did. All right. That ends the Raw Ring report. Let's move forward. Let's move forward quickly to Wrestling Hot Topic. On Wrestling Hot Topics, you can see right here the McMahon family. Mr. McMahon, along with interim CEO Stephanie McMahon, along with Executive Vice President, her husband Triple H, all sat in the UFC event, which was across the street from their event, the Money in the Bank event. But Stephanie, Mr. Man, still CEO, but he stepped down temporarily until the process to the investigation when his ongoing stuff is going on. So as we can tell, the McMahon family kind of trying to get their ducks in a row. We can tell with that. They was attending the UFC event. They didn't want to show that, but we sorry about that. We got technical difficulties and stuff. Also, too, Maurice right here showing the Miz's what his package saying he has to. I don't know why they doing that, and it's not funny. It's like sophomore. We know the Miz got two you know what? He procreated 2 girls with that. So we get it. I don't know why they proving that, and I don't know why they doing that. It don't make no sense. Also, to Max Caster from the Acclaim in AEW. We'll talk about the AEW report this Wednesday. Look for that coming your way. So a lot coming your way this week. With that issue, he did a rap with what's his name? Brian Last, Jim Cornette's co-host on his podcast. So we'll see that. Bigs up to Max Castle on his Acclaim theme and Animal Raps. Speaking of that, Big E. Big E right here made a tweet saying update. My C1 isn't ossified form bones quite yet. Current plan to get more scans probably in 1 year mark and see how it's progress. But the great news is I feel tremendous and the surgery is off the table. So Big E showing sending an inspirational tweet that he's coming back with a vengeance sooner rather than later. So you look forward, Big E, get well soon. So we'll see that. Also, too, they're talking about tension in AEW between Santana Ortiz. They're no longer cool no more. I don't know what had happened. Santana Ortiz once were the guest challenger for the AEW tag team titles. Santana and Ortiz stopped following each other. They're no longer a team. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of weird. Team like that. Hopefully they get their act together. Hopefully Conan will kind of step in and help out and see what he can do. Well, hopefully I pray Conan will come intervene and see what's going on. Well, we know it's America and we celebrate Independence Day. And you see a couple of these iconic independent stars. You see Kurt Angle, Sergeant Slaughter, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Dak Swagger, The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Lex Luger, John Cena, Hulk Hogan. All of them symbolizes America. And we wish you everyone a happy Independence Day. As Independence Day is about to draw near the end, we still want to wish you a happy Independence Day. And speaking of this, here's some of the current superstars in WWE that were listed in the Army and the military. As you can tell, former champions, world champions Bobby Lashley and Randy Orton were in the military, as well as former tag team champions Montez Ford and current WWE superstar Lacey Evans enlisted in the military. And we thank them for their service and their contributions to our country. Also, too, Stinger, the Stinger right here. Someone someone took a picture of Sting. I'm assuming it's a Uber or something. Sting took an Uber, and I guess Sting looked like that going forward. So, hey, I don't know what's going on with that. But we want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July. 4th of July about to come to a close. Like I said, we about to end it. We'll end it with Becky Lynch getting her retribution, her revenge on Asuka. We'll see you tomorrow for the NXT Ring Report. For the NXT Ring Report, the Great American Bash. So for me being Kendra Dick saying so long and thank you for watching the Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.